you, or to the particular person that petitioned against you, what was your honest, unfiltered message to that person?
Okay. To be honest,
Beyond the Books with JONNEYLAW, proudly sponsored by King JONNEYLAW Gadgets and Accessories.
Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Books with JONNEYLAW, where we discuss student life beyond academics, beyond classroom, and show student life as it really shows, raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic. Today, Season 2 kicks off with a guest who redefines the phrase making mistakes in style. Our guest today is History and Strategic Studies 400 level and former law student. Yes, you heard that right. We once thought he would become the next legal eagle, but unfortunately, the course outgrew his capacity and he had to redirect his career. He failed so spectacularly in law that someone, probably a kind stranger, had to tell him, you can either keep embarrassing yourself or try history. And there he is today, proving that if you can't do law, at least you can cause absolute chaos in history. He ain't just any student. He was the class course rep until last week. Why did he step down? Oh, just minor things. Allegedly mismanaging class funds, inventing handouts that lecturers never approved, charging extra money, threatening students with failure, and writing the definition of representation. So much so that someone had to take it up all the way to the school authorities. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Toye, popularly known as Supreme Commander. According to the rumor, he named himself Supreme Commander. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Toye. Mr. Toye, welcome to Beyond the Books.
yeah,
After so many months, you are finally here. Thanks for acknowledging our invite.
Okay.
So, Mr. Toye, let's start with the elephant in the room. Law. You failed law so badly that someone had to gently suggest you withdraw. Was history the plan B, or did you secretly enjoy being labeled a dullard?
Okay. So the thing is, I didn't fail woefully in law.
Yeah.
I was not happy with my current CGPA then. Although law was not the plan. I wanted to do international relations after secondary school. But my parents were like, no, international relations, like you can't diversify. Law is very broad. You can go into many things when you do law. It's a professional course. Well, parents, I just had to do what they want, and I entered law merit list. So year 1, year 2, it was good. Then year 3, it became a struggle because number one, I'm not someone that is like very studious. I don't like reading for long hours. And law, if you don't read like probably at least 6 hours every day, you will find it hard to cope. And me being I started gadgets, now. I started gadgets, that was 2020. And then during the COVID, the COVID made us to know that, okay, life after school is not going to be easy. So you can't depend on education for so long. So I had a guy, his name was Gift. He was into all this gadget stuff, and I just said, just put me through, let me just know a few things, let me make a little cash for myself. So I started it, and fortunately, I became quite successful in it, and it's kind of shifted my focus from the part I was to another part. So it affected me, and my first semester results for year 3 was quite bad, a lot of carryovers. Then it's not as if it was the CGPA was quite rosy in year 2. I think year 2 I was on a 2.9. So having carrying over, and it was a 4 units course. Law is all the courses are 4 units. So once you have a carryover, your GPA will just go down. So I said to myself that, okay, should I just continue with this law that I'm not really interested in from the very beginning? and do my carryovers, and even when my mates graduate, I should come back with carryover, or I should just change my course. Then my mom, may I so rest in peace, that was 2022. She said I should try and see if I can continue and cope. 400 level came, and obviously, the higher you go, the tougher it becomes. It became very hard. I was like, no. At this point, I would rather leave law than come out with a third class, because why are you in a professional course when you're coming out with the third class? Nobody will even take you seriously. Even though people were coming that, for them, third class will matter. Like, when you go to law school, you can do it. Like, it doesn't really make sense to me coming out with a class in a professional course. You have to be professional in the course. That's the whole point. So my mom saw my persistence of being like wanting to change. So she was still alive then. That was 2023. She made few calls to the distinguished Prof. Ulukoju. I think he was on sabbatical then, so she couldn't reach him. Then she was like, probably I should just do what I have always wanted to do. I should go to international relations. But international relations was not a course that they offered in Unilag. I didn't come into history, so I didn't even know that I was going to be doing international relations. I thought it was just going to be pure history, because my mom did history, and I was always a fan of historical things. I love watching documentaries. I love watching anything that deals with history of Nigeria, history of West Africa. I love all those things. I love watching it when I was very young. So I saw the courses in Faculty of Arts, and I was like, okay, I think history is something English. I was like, no. In philosophy, I'm like, what am I doing there? Like, let me just go to history. Since my mom also did history, and I didn't know she was going to die that year, I was like, probably she will even put me through, give me her history books and everything. So I decided to go to history. I changed to history, and I was signed in by the HOD. That was Prof. David Aurao. He was the HOD then. He signed me in. Although normally he said if I met the former HOD there, I would not have been signed in, because they usually feel that people that cross over will come and cause chaos in the department and be a nuisance. And I was like, no, I'm not going to be like that. So like, no problem. Then signed me, and one of my guy, James, two of us came from law. So that was how it went. Then I entered through direct entry, normal process, the 200 level. Then I became a future historian.
So apparently, like, you had to leave law before law come up for your body.
Yes. Yes.
So it wasn't as if you were failing woefully.
I was failing, but not woefully. Like, I had like 2-3 carryovers to deal with, and it wasn't just there. The focus wasn't there anymore. Yeah. After the whole COVID incident, me being a business mogul, I was like,
and as per se, like, your brain couldn't like
multitask. Yes.
The word multitask, I mean, your brain, your brain capacity could not like contain law, so you have to leave for it. Well, that's great. Yeah. At least for you to like change, like, bro, it takes a lot of courage to do that. A lot of courage to do that. So let's move to the next, should I say the biggest question everybody wants to know about Toye. Allegedly, you were accused of mismanaging class funds. Let's be clear. How much did you take? I mean, borrow from the community kitty. Like, how much did you take from people's money? Allegedly.
Okay. When you say class funds, there was nothing like class funds, because there was no class dues. Because normally the class is supposed to be paying dues, but I heard some stories that I know doing one with you guys, and they were paying class dues. There was a lot of back and forth. So the class got angry and decided not to pay anything class dues anymore. And okay, the class dues, from my experience back in when I was in law, the course rep that time, the class dues, like, it helps him to like at least maintain the class, public address system, markers, bottle water for the lecturer, a lot of things, and obviously the stress he goes through, so he sees some little change to like keep him balanced and everything. So I didn't see that year. Although that was not why I wanted to be course rep. It's not because of the class dues. I love solving people's problems. I don't know. I think I took that part from my mom. I love, like, once you have a problem, you bring it to me. I love helping out. That was why I wanted to be the course rep. Although that was not my plan. Like, okay, when I get to issue, I want to be the course rep. No. When I saw the way the whole issue was back and forth, you guys changing course rep, and it was even initially I knew that they do election for course rep. I thought course rep was just a voluntary work that who wants to do it, and you do it. But I was not like you do election, like when it's not presidency or anything. So I saw there was no structure, and I was like, okay, I didn't want to be like, okay, I came from low, I'm so mature that I know more than you guys know. I decided to blend in. I decided to watch how everything was unfolding. Although it was an election to remove Benita, but later Tojala was like, no, Benita still remains your course rep. So I was observing, looking at everything, and Benita tried, but there were a lot of underground underground powers that it wasn't clear to us, but Benita was the one facing it, and it was not making her focused, and it led to a lot of things, and she was having issues, and she eventually had to step down. That was JONNEYLAW second semester. Then I saw that the person that wants to take over from Benita is not someone that the class wants.
Do you mean the person is not competent?
No, no, I mean she might be competent in the whole class matter, but it's a class. Once the class doesn't want you and you eventually force yourself into the position, it will still cause the same chaos that had been happening. So I saw that and I was like, okay, before I wanted to be class rep, I'm always in school to, to be close to my lecturers, because that was a mistake I made in law. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anybody in law, lecturers or anybody. So even if I was feeling I'm not supposed to feel, there was nobody I could meet because I was not close with them. So I didn't want to make the same mistake when I was in history. So I became close with lecturers. I explained my story to them. They were like, okay. So they saw me as someone they could talk to, send message and everything. So I'm always around when they always post results, and I'm always very active in school. Okay, I snap result, I send it to the class. So the class were already noticing that okay, this guy is okay, he's already doing some things that class usually does, and they were like, okay, I should go for it. So I was not the only one interested, and they were like, okay, let there be an election that you guys have been doing. Let the election start. And my name was there, and I think Vicky and I think one other person, I think Mary Jane. Then I won. Then Tokes was my assistant. Although Tokes wanted to be course rep. Then I came to him, I was like, okay, let me be course rep, because I also know that he does a little business. And that time my business wasn't really going out. I knew that okay, I was going to be more active than him. I was like, let me be course rep, you will be assistant, so that any which way we know how to cover each other's asses. I was like, okay, no problem. Yeah, I like the guy, he was very cool. I knew I could work with him, and I was like, okay, let us contest together, and we won eventually. Then it started. I was doing my best, trying to help, trying to mediate with being a mediator between lecturers and students. And the book issue came. That was I think that was first semester year 3. First semester year 3, I was asked, okay, there was a book that they have to buy and everything. Okay, there was no problem. I saw it personally. I was like, this is beyond the books, obviously. I saw it as a means to make little money for myself, because financially I was struggling. So only my few friends then that knew. Financially I was struggling, and I saw it as an opportunity. Okay, there was no problem. Okay, I could. Then I spoke with the lecturer about it. I won't mention names. I spoke to the lecturer about it. That's okay. I want to add a little bit of money. I didn't tell him how much I wanted to add. I just told him I wanted to add money. Well, I know where he was a very cool lecturer. I know where it's fine, no problem. Then eventually I did. Although the price varied, because I put the price on the group chats, and some people were still coming into my DM to ask how much. So the price I was telling them was different from the one on the group chat. Then people that send the money from the group chat, and eventually. So there was a misunderstanding between I and the lecturer. There's a misunderstanding that I didn't see it as a misunderstanding, but he took it personal, and all of a sudden the actual price of the book came out, and people saw me as being how will I put it now? has been playing smart with them, adding money, but they didn't really know the issue gone. But I just I just boned this because I know there were a lot of names. They called me a lot of names on the chat. I'm a thief. I came from law to come and scam them. And all that. I was like, okay, so I didn't. Anytime things go on like that, I don't really want to talk or anything because I don't know anything I can say can hurt people or anything. I'm not always a fan of violence. I like to be easygoing. But truly, I made some money from the books because financially I was paying my school fees myself. My mom she was late before I even got signed into history. She died, and it's really affected me in many areas. And I needed to fend for myself. I needed to get a lot of things. House rent. It was the house in Bariga school access was crazy. So I saw the book as an opportunity to make a little bit of funds for myself, and that was what happened. That was what happened.
Okay, so well, your story somehow they touch me small, and I actually appreciate you being honest and being open. So you get. So let's move to the next question. Adding extra money to book the lecturer instructed you to say, or if you explain that, just simple yes or no, was that a creative entrepreneurship or another low budget money heist?
I won't call it a heist. It was just I was just being creative about it. I saw myself at okay. I was in a position in which I could like influence people to buy the book. I was helping the lecturer because I think the lecturer knew that on his own there was no way he could sell that much copies. So he needed to use the cost rep, as a figurehead, to.
Okay, so what about handouts that weren't like even approved by lecturers, but you made it look mandatory? Walk us through your logic. Were you trying to test your coursemate intelligence or just see how far you could push it?
Okay, there was no handouts that was not like ordained or approved by lecturer. The latest one now that is causing issues is the one of Mama's book review, because Mama gave me to add covers for a book review that anyone that is interested in photocopying should come to me. I shouldn't give them, because if everybody is collecting the book, photocopying, the book might get stained, soiled, and she has kept the book for many years. So I should be in charge of it. Anybody that is interested in photocopy should come to me. That was how she put it. Anybody interested in photocopy. She didn't make it mandatory. That was my fault. That was the fault I made for making it mandatory, and also using her name to lie that okay, she will add. The reason why I said okay and I said the 2 days to the deadline. I think 2 or 3 days to the deadline when I saw the output of how people were buying the book, and I just said okay, this book 5 marks is attached to it, which is not true. But at least even as a dad said,
like to instill fear in people.
Even as a dad said, the turnout was not really still nice, but it was better. Actually, people were like, I do not know. I just they're sending money. So this is what happened. I went to the photocopy people that okay, this book, I didn't know there was a soft copy. Even Mama didn't know that there was a soft copy. So I instructed the photocopy people to print at least that 3,000 now. There was one that was 3,000, 5,000. No, 3,000. I knew my customers that they want to buy that 3,000 more than 5,000. So I told the photocopy to print that 3,000 at least in 40 places. 40 places, so that when they come and they pay, they get their book immediately, because the time frame of the assignment was getting closer. I don't have to be waiting. So that was the instruction I made, and I paid for that. I paid for all those, and as a businessman, I needed to get my money back. So I made it compulsory. So after I did that, and they photocopied 40 copies of that 3,000 and I think 10 copies of the 5K. I now saw the soft copy going around. And I was like, wow, this is going to be a loss for me if I don't think of something. So that was what I thought of, to use
that 5 marks.
Problem name, I was wrong. I was wrong for that, and I didn't actually know that the matter was going to escalate this way, because that particular lecturer, I usually I look at her as a mom, and I didn't think that our relationship was going to end this way, because when it happened, when some people went to go and report that Toye is saying that you are hiding 5 marks, she called me and she spoke to me as a mother, and I was like, man, so it's happening with me, and I printed more copies and I needed to get my money back. They're like, no, I shouldn't have done that. Why did I not come to her and stuff like that? And immediately I apologized. I proceeded in our office. I apologized for doing that. So I think later that evening, or probably the next day, I sent an apology letter to the group, and the apology was, okay. Let's say I was trying to make the anger of the class to like calm down, because there was an issue with a book before,
Yeah.
and the other one came, so
again.
they were like, so I just twisted the English, and I was like, okay. The lecturer came to class and was like, she didn't give me any book. So I just, okay, probably she saw the way it was drifting, and she decided to like tell the student that she never approved of any handouts, while she was the one that gave me the hard copy. There was no way I could have access to the hard covers from photocopy if she's not the one that gave me. So I think that's my statement. Probably I did not, when I was reading it, probably I did not think of it in that light, and I did not know that someone was going to screenshot that part where I said, any lecturer, from experience, any lecturer will want to remove themselves from student drama. So that part was screenshotted, not the apology, just that part was screenshotted by someone in the class who I don't know. That I went to go and show Mama that this is what I said about her, that she's lying. That was what triggered the old panel issue, because a distinguished prof like being mixed with nonsense, anybody can get angry.
Yeah.
So that was why when she came to class, I said she doesn't want to associate herself with me. I'm not a cross rep anymore. I was confused because we settled this in your office, and I didn't know about that screenshot that was shown to her until I faced the panel.
Jesus.
So when I faced the panel, they were like, did you or did you not say so? And I was like, something that we said in the class group. I thought we were all one. I thought we were all one and everything. I say some people are not happy with my position and they want me out. So they screenshotted that part and it's gonna show Mama. And I was I jokingly said, okay, it go tell for our results. That place safe, they screenshotted that place. They're just gonna show her that I'm threatening them that they will fail. When it's not, am I the one marking their scripts that their failure is not up to me, or their success is not up to me. It's about what they write and what the lecturer marks. They were like, I'm threatening them who I want them to fail because they did not buy book and everything. So any lecturer will get angry for that. Not when it's not even Mama. That we've been hearing of Mama since year 2. That Mama, no nonsense woman, very principled. Imagine her now being in all this kind of mess, 3K book, 5K book. I know I fucked up for making it mandatory. I'm still going to say it again. I said this in the panel. I fucked up for being I used my position as the course rep to make it mandatory. I needed to get my money back. The class didn't know I printed more copies. There's something that I didn't even need to disclose. I didn't know. It was no need. I don't see the need for me saying that. I just kept quiet and let everything slide. Then all of a sudden, I saw then Maye was writing petition, 50 pages petition, submitting it to the DSA, submitting it to the DVC, submitting it to all sort of. I was like, what is going on? What was happening?
About that petition stuff. So, what was the person's name again?
Maye.
Okay, this particular person, like literally petition your actions all the way up to the vice chancellor. Were you shocked or impressed by this person's stamina, like by this person's courage? Were you shocked? Or were you shocked or impressed by his courage?
I was shocked. I won't say I can't be impressed for someone that wants to spoil my life. I can't say I'm impressed. I was shocked because me and this said Maye. It's not as if we have any beef. We don't talk. He doesn't talk to me. Even when we want to submit assignments, he sends someone to give me the assignments. Even there are some little things that if that even happens on the group when it's not clear about something, he prefers to call me out on the group, tag me on the group,
Than to
than
enter
entering my
in
DM. It has happened from time. There was a time I cleared him about it that this is something you can just, you're not clear about something, enter my DM. But you know, he always wants to prove that okay, he's matured, he's he's outspoken, and he doesn't give a fuck about anybody. He can shade anybody, he can talk to anybody anyhow. You know, he always wants to prove like he's an human rights activist.
Activist.
He's very keen on activism and everything like that. So he's always trying to show his
Muslim.
his muscle, his writing prowess, his poetic, all those things. And I was like, all this is no dey necessary. Man, you be guys, you know, be say you be girl. If you are a girl now, I understand that okay. But you dey envy your fellow man. What are you envying me for? I'm a court rep, okay. And I'm not gaining anything special from it. It seems that okay, I'm president of the department now, president of the faculty, and you probably okay, I'm using my power to, you can write these petitions that okay, you want me to leave the office because there's a gain from it. But being a court rep, I'm just, in fact, he never allow me to have a life. Being this court rep, he never allow me to have a life. My business, I was struggling. There was no even way, I couldn't think strategically on how to improve it because class matter. Lecturer will call me, there's this issue. Some people will bring their life problems to me. I mean, to mediate for them, to help them out. Some people can't come for class. Some people will miss tests. Some people will even miss exams. So there were a lot of things that I was trying to solve in this same class, in this same school. Some people won't pay school fees. Everybody ask me, do I have sponsors? There are a lot of things that people were coming to me for. And I just decided to just, okay, let me just even put this business aside. Let me just help these people. Let all of us graduate. Because there's no joy in, okay, all of us are graduating and some of my classmates are being held back for something I knew, okay, I could help them. So I was like, okay, let me sideline this business a bit. And my assistant was also into a bit, like he was trying to settle some debts and he needed to focus on his business full time. So it was basically only me. So that kind of opportunity came in which I could make little. You can't blame me for like exploring that part, though it's wrong that I use the lecturer's name. But you can't still blame me for exploring that part because apart from helping people, I also needed to help myself at least survive.
Like after sacrificing
my time, my efforts, my brain power, everything, I still needed to at least survive because nobody who cares about you. You get, you're a course rep, you need to answer them, you need to solve their problem. I'm not concerned about if you have eaten yesterday or you not eat since last week. So that was just basically it. So I won't say I'm impressed about taking it. I'm just shocked that why do you have to go so far so that they could send me away from school? Do you know in my story that I spent a lot of years in law, plus 9 years basically, if I'm calculating, I entered school 2017. Using my matric number as 17. I entered school 2017 and I'm trying to like figure out my life and trying to just even leave this school so I can focus on other things. Age is not on my side, and you that you have done school before, you came back probably for your second degree or something. You see someone, a young man, trying to just focus, focus on the academic, wrap it up and go. You say no, you want to spoil his life. Say like writing unnecessary letter, unnecessary petitions. Even the department are even getting angry about it. That the petition is writing all over is even more than their power, what they can undo. I think the HOD has even summoned him. I don't know, I'm not sure. I think the HOD has spoken to him or something like that. But he's just taking this matter too far. I don't know why, honestly. I don't know why.
So how does it feel to know your name is being discussed in panels, HOD's office, dean's chambers, basically every room that should have been neutral territory?
The idea of me facing panel was heartbreaking because normally the due process is when you want to face panel, they call your parents that your child wants to face panel. Because facing panel, there was never a positive outcome of facing a panel. There's never a positive outcome on all the panels that I've seen, all the panels that some of my people have faced. There's never a positive outcome. That's why they need to alert your parents that anything that happens, because they are aware. Now, I'm surprised they didn't call my dad. Imagine. And at the moment, there's an issue. Federal governments are trying to demolish our house. at Songo. They brought court order. So my dad is having headache on that one.
No.
Imagine if he's not hearing that his son wants to face panel, and I was just so glad that he didn't call him. So, but facing that panel was, I think, at the end of the day, there's always something that's probably interviews or have you ever faced panel? There's always something that comes up that they will ask you that question. Have you ever appeared before a panel? That is the dents on my record.
God.
So, it's really pained me. That was why they didn't ask me to step down as coach rep. I just decided to
For your own peace of mind.
for my peace of mind, for my mental health, and I was like, let me just drop this thing. Since it's cool paining the person that okay, I'm there, right? It's paining you, okay, I'm the coach rep. Oh yeah, let me drop it for you. Take it. Since you can go that far to see me not being in school, let me just go drop, take it, and I'm not sure he's going to take it over. It's not someone that he doesn't crave for power, but he likes to put people with power. Godfatherism. Yeah, so I just left it.
So as a result of your choices, your decisions, like some might say you deserve it to face panel, others might say the system overreacted, or the particular person that has been like challenging you, like making you face all this wahala. Like, do you, in your own perspective, in your opinion, do you think you deserve it to face panel, or you deserve this the turbulence you are facing right now, or you think this person?
So the thing is, to be frank, to be honest with ourselves, there's no bad thing that you do that will not require some kind of punishment. But I didn't think highest they will have done. The lecturer will have done was like, okay, probably I should step down as coach rep since I'm using my power for personal gain, because that's basically the whole idea behind the whole issue. But I feel the panel was taking it too far. Like the me facing panel was taking it too far, because I know that people that face panel are people that are always involved in examination malpractice, cultism, examination malpractice, smoking, drinking, all those kind of hardened crimes. Those are the people that I know that face panel. Well, for me, okay, I again turning around the photocopy and facing panel. I feel it's too far. But again, when I faced the panel, I told you that they brought out that letter that did you or did you not see? Something I spoke was used against me. And I think that was why it escalated that way. Although I deleted the whole message, I think I deleted it the next day. So the damage has been done already.
So Toye, you went from Supreme Commander, you named yourself, to Departmental Controversy Magnet. So you are no longer the coach rep. You are just an ordinary student. You are no longer the Supreme Commander. You named yourself. How does that feel? Like being in a position, like you were in a position like people always look up to, people wants to be around with, like nobody can do without the coach rep, because it's like you are like the mediator, like between the students and the lecturer. So now leaving that position, coming back to ordinary students, so how does it feel? Like, okay, let's assume that it's an assignment tomorrow to submit. You now submitting an assignment to someone else. Meanwhile, you be the one collecting, you be the one dictating time and dates you want the assignment, or the location to collect the assignment. So how does it feel for being the Supreme Commander? So like the Supreme Commander named yourself to being ordinary Toye.
Well, the reality has not really set in, because I think I dropped it. That was I think I dropped it on Thursday. I dropped it on Wednesday. I dropped it Wednesday night. There was an assignment to submit on Thursday. Friday we don't usually have classes because I made it so. So this is Saturday, this Sunday, right? So the reality has not really set in, and people are still coming. No, you're not stepping down. Forget. Say that I should just take a break. I'm just taking a break. I'm not stepping down. I'm going to maybe their coach rep.
So even despite all this controversy, like there are still some people in the class that still want you.
Yeah, yes. In fact, I'm actually impressed. I'm like, I didn't know that people have my back this way. So looking at it, I deserve their back is because I really tried for a lot of people. I've tried for a lot of people. I've I saw people going into failure like this, and I come here. Why you they fail? Come here, come and pass. So they are grateful. They are grateful, obviously, and they will always want me to be there so that in case they are going astray, I can always bring them back. I'm open to everybody. I might not reply your chat like on time, but eventually I reply and I give you what you want. And you can always approach me. Sometimes, in fact, after a class, 7, 8 people approach me at the same time. And how I usually answer each and every one of them simultaneously without keeping one waiting. I don't usually know how I do it, but I just eventually do it. And I think they see it. I don't see it. I just say, okay, I'm answering people and I'm under pressure, I'm sweating. But they see it. They see the promptness. They see the effectiveness. They see that I'm ready to help. They see that, okay, this guy is a leader. I can't be perfect. I can't be a saint. Okay, I'm a leader. I only as thou have everything. No, I can't be perfect. I have my flaws, and these are my flaws that are coming in. And if once the people love you, they will love you with your flaws. That's just all I can say.
So speaking of leadership, I think last session you ran for the Department of Faculty election.
Yes.
So you lost.
Yeah, I did.
What led to your fall from that particular?
Okay, so I was going against the current PRO of Chancellor Studies. He had the year 1 and year 2 at his fingertips because it was a PRO. Was one always PRO are people that are always closer to the students than the Gen executive. So he was always like asking them, knowing their feelings and everything, so he can pass the message across to other schools. So they knew him. I was just a course rep, and I was known too. I was known, but if they saw him as someone already there, it's not going to be hard for him. He did the work as a PR perfectly. He's going to do the work as a Gen Sec perfectly. That was why I lost, basically.
So looking back at your the leadership role or the role you've taken, so like the course rep, would you say this was leadership or chaos management?
It was leadership. In a way, I still brought structure to the class. At least for the first time in a while, the class are agreeing to keep a course rep. The class are they are aligning themselves apart from
that particular person.
The particular person and his people. Other people are even some people that don't talk at all in the group. Toye step down as well. They are talking on the group that no, we want him. So I brought some form of togetherness in a way. I'm not saying it out of pride. I'm just I know how to bring people together. I know how to use love to connect people. Yeah, okay, yes, I have my flaws. Okay, I added some charges on books. But when I even want to explain to you, some people came to me about this book issue personally, and I apologized to them. They know. I apologized to them. Those are the people that came to me personally. Tell you what you did. Alpha. I explained to them, a guy, Alpha, I did also and things like this. I just guys. Those are people that came to me. There are a lot of people that are saying other things of the group that they didn't have the courage to confront me. They don't know. They don't want to know what I'm going through. They just feel I'm being selfish and themselves they are struggling and I'm not considering them and everything, which is fine. Everybody is entitled to their own opinions. But people that came to me personally, they are not even my friends. They just came to me because they saw me as, okay, this guy is not supposed to be like that. What happened? What's going on with you and everything? So I told them, okay, this is like this. I'm very sorry, and although I didn't gain the book, it was proportional to the payment and everything. So in a way, I put together because this is the first time since I think that Benita, at least Benita's time, I think it was half and half, like half wanted out gone. But this one is majority of the class wants me there to stay.
Despite this particular person's efforts.
Tantrums, and I see it as a plus in my side. I see it as okay. I think I brought a little bit of structure to the class.
So if you could redo your law to history journey, would you try other in law or accept history and still become the most controversial course rep ever? Or answer that first.
Okay. If I would try other in law, because I'm not someone that, from my story you see that I don't give up easily.
Easily.
I don't give up easily. I'll try harder a lot. I mean, lot people that are studying they don't have sweat. People that are doing well they don't have sweat. I'll try harder a lot. The issue in law was the whole COVID. Once the COVID came and the strike, I think that was a year of academic break
Great.
for me and for most of us actually. So that shifted my focus from being studious to being a businessman. I know a businessman, once money is involved, it's not everybody that has the capacity to balance work and school life. Most especially when the school life is going to require a lot of your time.
Demanding.
It's very demanding. Law is very, very demanding. 6 hours, I'm just telling you, at least 6 hours every day. If you can't do that, you can't make it in law. People that are there, you can go and ask them. That's why even in the library, they have law library. They have the main library, they have law library. You can't get engineering library, you can't get business admin library. They have law library because they believe that lawyers are the most studious after medicine students, obviously. Lawyers are the most studious, they will bury themselves in the books, and that's not my way. From secondary school, 2 weeks to exam, that's where I cram and read and pass. I'm not someone that reads from week 1, week 2, week 3 every day again. No. So that was why when after school, I knew my strengths and I was like, okay, let me just go for international relations. But parents now, they always want to the best for you and everything.
So do you regret studying history?
No, I do not, because I'm actually doing the international relations that I've always wanted to do. Although I didn't know that I was going to. So when I came seeing the courses and I was like, this is actually international relations. What have I now been doing in law and everything? So like, I'm actually cool with this course and I will take it.
Okay, Mr. Toye, thank you so much for being honest with us. Thank you for being open. Like, this episode has from the first minute or first second to this minute right now, it has been raw, unapologetic, and unfiltered. Like, you are very, very, very honest and open. And I think even from what you've said so far, you've realized your mistake, your regret. Is there any regrets? Yeah. Regret. And I feel like even listening to you, like maybe when the opportunity comes again, you will definitely do better. Yeah. So lastly, Mr. Akintoye, yeah, I just remember your son, Akintoye Oluwatobiloba. Finally, to those who petitioned you, or to the particular person that petitioned against you, what was your honest, unfiltered message to that person?
Okay. To be honest, there's a lot to say, but I don't really know this guy. Like, I don't really know him. Like, I don't know the beef. Probably, okay, if we were close friends, maybe I can't call him babe or something, or we fought where I blew him for eye, or there was an opportunity that he was supposed to succeed. I was a stumbling block for him to succeed. That was when I will see all this one. Okay, I say, okay, it's getting back to me, but I'm not in any way offended this guy. So there's no problem. To whoever that is writing the 50 pages petition, 50 pages. So I heard. It's not as if I saw it. So I heard 50 pages petition. Just know that for everything you do to someone, there's always a repercussion. Look at what I did to the class. Look at the repercussion I'm facing. So what you are doing to me, there will surely be a repercussion. And I just pray. I pray it doesn't spoil your life. That's all I have to say.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching from the first minute to this minute. So we've come to the end of the show today. So before we go, Mr. Toye, please tell your people to like, subscribe, and follow.
Yeah, please like, subscribe, and follow this channel. I mean, there are a lot of interviews in this channel that it's going to open you guys' mind to, in fact, many possibilities, many behind the scenes of students' life and everything. So members of HSS, all the HSS, not even only 400 level, year 1 to year 4, because I know all of you. Like, comment, subscribe, and God bless you guys. Love you.
So thank you, Mr. Toye. Please, guys, drop a comment in the comment section whoever you want us to interview next. See you guys next time.
Beyond the Books with Johnny Law. Proudly sponsored by King Johnny Law Gadgets and Accessories.